I'm beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 247, Killer Instinct Gold. Released in 1996, this game was developed by Rare and published by Nintendo. I had convinced myself that I played Killer Instinct on the SNES, but this didn't look familiar to me at all. I'm pretty sure I was actually thinking of Primal Rage. Anyway, Killer Instinct was really popular back in the day. Actually, anything made by Rare back then was quite popular now that I think about it. It looks like Killer Instinct was rebooted for the Xbox One, but it's been pretty dead since then. Look, I know a lot of you were probably amazing at this game back in the day. Just don't judge my play too hard. I'm not really a fighting game player. Let's get into it. Oh yeah, look at that title screen. This game is hardcore. I found it very interesting. You can adjust the game's speed in the options menu. Left it on normal for now. Difficulty was set to normal by default, right in the middle. Kind of like 3 out of 5. The controls for this try to emulate an arcade pad or fight stick. B, C left, and C up are punches, while A, C down, and C right are kicks. Alright, the main single player mode here seems to be the arcade, so that's what we'll be doing to beat this game. It had me selecting my character. I have no idea who any of these people are though. It just shows an image, no name listed. I'll pick this dude. He looks pretty cool. It shows the ladder of fighters I need to beat, and in we go. Alright, here we go. My first fight is against Orchid. Apparently my character was named Glacius. I had no idea what the heck I was doing, so I just went to old reliable. Mash every button I can and hope something cool happens. Somehow I did this combo. How did I do it? I literally couldn't tell you if you offered me $1,000,000. But I definitely did it. Glacius is victorious. Man, I am so good at this game. Possibly the best to ever do it. Now I was against Saberwolf. One thing unique this game does is when you run out of health, it just fills you up with a second health bar and immediately starts the next round. I kinda like that because it rewards you for doing especially well in round 1. However, it doesn't really allow the losing player a fair chance to come back, so it is a double-edged sword. If you win without ever losing your first health bar, it does a little cutscene saying Supreme Victory. Probably fuming if you're the other player and you see that. The third match was against Maya. This rain effect they've got going on in this arena looks a bit strange. Yeah, I wasn't doing so great here. The button mashing strat was starting to fail, and I got my first loss of the game. When you lose, you can just keep continuing with no real penalty. Even more interesting is you can just pick a new character. I feel like usually a fighting game would lock you into the character you started as. How about I try Jago? He looks pretty cool. Oh shoot, I found a move. Kinda like a Hadouken. Maybe this will carry me? Oh man, it's my toughest battle yet. Myself. I find it interesting that he's able to dodge my projectile by doing a move. Must be giving him iframes or something like that. Also, he is absolutely kicking my butt. My goodness. Like, look at this combo. Dude is out here looking like a task. He even threw me, then hit me in midair. Yeah, you could say this didn't go so well in my favor. Well, I think I'm gonna need to improve. That cutscene of him falling off the bridge is ridiculous. I tried combo, but maybe his name means please do a combo against me, because this was rough. I take back my statement about being the best. This specific instance of the CPU is the best in the world. Okay, I think we need to practice. I appreciate them putting the moves in the practice menu like this. I really don't like them hiding all the combos away. Also, appreciate an input display being listed at the bottom because it's so hard to understand what you're doing wrong without it if something doesn't work. I practiced for a little bit, but I didn't really get anything accomplished, not gonna lie. Back in I go to bang my head against the wall some more. As expected, I got annihilated. People suggested I go into training instead of practice. Here, there's a floating dude teaching you various mechanics of the game. The CPU will do some sort of move and you have to copy it exactly in order to proceed. I actually love this so much. If you're not already experienced in fighting games, it can feel so overwhelming to understand how to improve. Sure, if you know someone good, they can help teach you, but if not, something like this is really useful. So here it's teaching me about autos. Basically, you do a move with a higher level of punch or kick, then after it, press a lower level of punch or kick to do an auto. If done correctly, it will do multiple punches with a single button press. And here's my first combo, the easiest form of one. do an opener, into an auto, then into a special move. It was already starting to feel a bit overwhelming. Like here, I have to do a half circle forward, then after the auto, do a half circle backward. It's getting input heavy. One thing I didn't like about this training is why the heck is there a 10-second timer for each lesson? Look at all these moves you're making me do. I need more than 10 seconds to even process what the heck is going on. My gosh, this was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Harder than any horse game hopes it could ever be. Nah, that's not even close to true, but dang, this was tough. Now these are extremely important. Combo breakers. If you are caught in a combo by the opponent, you can do one of these to escape. The commentator yells combo breaker when you do it. Is this game where that's from? I remember posting that on forums back in the day. I had no idea. Okay, I suppose I completed the training at a beginner level. Why are you grading me on this stuff? Is it because I kept running out of time? You know what? D's get degrees. I'll take it. Let's see if I retained what I learned. Huh. Maybe there's a reason they gave me a bad grade. Where's the combo breaker? Get yourself out of there. Okay, there we go. That was pretty good. I totally wasn't just spamming half circles and mashing buttons. That was intentional. Okay, there we go. I did something decent for once. I was still losing overall. I feel this game is going to be rough. At least I have infinite continues. Wait a second. They can do combo breakers too? Oh no. I was hoping they just would never do those. You can play this game with either D-pad or joystick. I was kind of sucking with the D-pad, so surely the controller is the problem, right? I swapped to the joystick and I don't really know what I expected. Yeah, I wasn't getting past Jago. Keep in mind, I've literally never touched this game in my life. It had only been about 50 minutes at this point. It could take a while to learn. I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and audio. The graphics on this are definitely unique for the Nintendo 64. The characters remind me of those rendered graphics of the Donkey Kong Country games Rare had back on the SNES. Feels different from basically every other N64 game. The game runs really smooth though, which is great for a fighter. I never really ran into any slowdowns or anything like that. I think the arenas look nice too, considering it's such an early N64 title. Just seems to have taken a different direction than the rest of the library would go on to later look like. For the audio, you've got the announcer who yells things out like I mentioned earlier when you do big combos or a combo breaker. Kind of like the guy in Mortal Kombat who just occasionally speaks. The music is so good in this game. The different characters all have different themes and the genres are all over the place. I don't think there's a bad song in this. Glacius' theme is definitely unique though. Can you imagine hearing a song like this back in 1996? I then decided, you know what, maybe Jago isn't it, so I swapped to Orchid. I didn't look up any of her moves, just was spamming half circles in both directions and pressing buttons. It was going pretty decently. What the heck? I just turned into a cheetah. Orchid is so cool. In the end, I finally managed to get past Jago. However, I knew it was likely to get tougher from here. Next was Glacius, the guy I initially started with. And yeah, he was making this character look a lot better than I did earlier. Here I did a manual hyper juggle. If you use an auto, it will list it as an auto combo, and if not, it says manual. I actually thought I was doing pretty well until Glacius did this. Is this thing ever gonna end? It's like a brutality in Mortal Kombat. The announcer was like, Ultra Combo! You don't gotta rub it in, buddy. Oh yeah, if you're wondering about that red bar under the health bar, that's the super meter. It grows if you get hit, or if you have your hits blocked, so you can only expend supers when it's filled up. According to the manual, you can apparently do a combo that is over 70 hits. It says all you have to do is parry opener, auto double, manual double, super linker, auto, manual, super linker, auto, manual, super linker, pressure double, super linker, pressure double, ultra motion, super end finisher. You must have 2 full super bars and have done all 5 end finishers to get it around 70 hits. Then it just says good luck in all caps. Yeah, thanks. I'll get right on that. Anyway, I took down Glacius after like 6 tries or so. We're moving up. Next was Combo. This game is all about doing combos, and this guy's literally named Combo? Seems unfair. You can tell this is in America because there's a railroad crossing. Classic America right there. The game is so goofy in a way though. One player just does this massive combo that lasts ages, then the next player immediately does their own combo right back. I managed to beat him first try. Am I actually getting better? Who knows? Now I was against Tusk. We're at some kind of Stonehenge type place, but there's a huge grate in the middle. The holes are so big that their feet would definitely fall through those in real life. This guy was kicking my butt though. My newfound confidence was fading. But then I prevailed on the second attempt. Confidence regained. Then I had to fight Kim. The frequency of their combos was increasing, and I was taking the brunt of them. I kind of like how we're just fighting up on what appears to be an arena on top of a tiny mountain peak. How did this get here? How did we get here? Whoa, how did I do that spinning kick? Orchid looks like she's about to take off and fly away. Oh geez, oh god, she's doing it. Another ultra combo, and it sure wasn't me executing it. It does not feel good to have that happen against you, let me tell you. Dang, if I actually knew what I was doing and intended for all this to happen, it would look like a pretty sick win. But yeah, I'm kind of mashing and half circling. Still got the win either way. Next up was Spinal. He's got a sword and shield. How is this fair? This arena's pretty wild though. Bunch of skeletons rowing a big ship we're fighting on for some reason. I wonder what they're thinking right now. On the second attempt, I somehow got him trapped on the edge of the screen and just kept spamming this jump knee attack. It was working surprisingly well, and I got a supreme victory. Then came Full Gore. I must say, the character designs in this game are pretty sweet. Got a skeleton, this futuristic dude shooting lasers everywhere, Glacius just melting and forming ice blades. They all look cool. On the third try, I was basically one hit away from dying. However, my accidental comboing had other plans from losing, and I took out Full Gore. Only one opponent left. This is Gargos, the final boss. Something seemed a bit different with him though. He was blocking like crazy. Like he did not want me to hit him. Yeah, this fight felt off. I was doing noticeably worse. The next attempt, I basically had him beat, but then he just starts healing? Dude, no way. No wonder it felt like he was harder to kill. He's got more health than everyone else. Not only that, it felt like his attacks were stronger than other characters. Not sure if that's actually true, but I just felt like I'd lose my health bar so quickly. On like the 6th try, I did it. Or I didn't? There's 0 pixels of health visible there, buddy. There's no way you're still alive. I thought this was going to take a lot longer. Well, I beat him on the very next try. Get wrecked, Gargos. You had a good run, buddy. It gives a bit of backstory after winning. Apparently, Orchid won in the first Killer Instinct as well, but she was amazed that Ultratech wasn't destroyed. This time, however, there's no doubt about it. Ultratech is finished and good has triumphed. It also said that beating the game on hard would give more insight into the Killer Instinct Gold story. I'm gonna leave that one as an exercise for the reader. And then the credits rolled. Oh yeah. So I guess you have to beat it on the highest difficulty with all characters to learn the entire storyline, I assume? Oh, look, you can change the color of characters' outfits. That's pretty neat. For beating the game, I unlocked level 1 and 2 options. I guess I needed to beat it on hard to get level 3 options though. This aerial camera looks super weird, but it kinda works. I honestly don't hate it. Making my character invisible was not a good thing though. I changed the game speed to Ultra, but I really didn't notice it being any different. Am I just stupid? Like, it looks like it's running the exact same as it did on normal. It was pretty fun to have the super meter permanently maxed out though, because you could just spam huge combos over and over. Also, randomly, the Melee legend Mewtwo King showed up toward the end of this playthrough, and he was saying how he used to play this before Smash Melee. He really knew a lot about it. Well, setting the game speed to slow definitely makes it noticeably slower. I don't know, maybe I just got used to how fast the game felt, that messing around on ultra speed didn't feel any different. Weird brain stuff. There was also a cheat to play as Gargos. Had to press Zarzab on the controller at the main menu. This dude is so big, it seems unfair. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating Killer Instinct Gold. This is a cool game that seems a bit hampered by the platform it was on. It's based on the arcade game Killer Instinct 2, and I'm sure that game was fantastic. Actually, I decided to look around, and apparently there was a fight stick for the N64. This is the first I've heard of this. It's called the Arcade Shark. What the heck? Well, this game would have felt a lot cooler using one of those. On a standard controller, the A and B buttons are large, but the C buttons are so tiny. This leads to the 6-button arcade layout feeling pretty strange to use on fighting games. Anyway, I'm not really a fighting game player, but I did have fun with this. Just doing half circles and pressing buttons made me feel like I was doing cool things, and I wonder if that's by design. It's so easy to do a pretty big combo without even knowing high-level play at all. I could see this feeling incredible to play if you were with friends and everyone was of a similar skill level. I think it's one of the better fighting games on the N64, but not quite my favorite. I'd say I enjoyed Mace the Dark Age a tiny bit more, but this is probably second best. It looks really unique on the console, it's got incredible music, the characters are all cool looking, and you just feel cool playing it. Definitely think this one held up decently. I gave Killer Instinct Gold a 6.5 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 6 out of 10 for difficulty. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We had a randomized marble race to determine which game was next, so here's how that played out. Or skip to the timestamp on screen to skip straight to the game selection. Pick some random map that hopefully isn't bad. Blazing Fire Nest. That sounds fun. We got 143 games on the list. We got games like War Gods and A Bug's Life and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. But only one can win, so let's see what it is. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, they are slowly off through this lava course. Madden 2002, first one down. You love to see it. And we got Madden 2002 coming down. Fighters Destiny 2 as well. Worms Armageddon. I've never played a Worms game. And there's Pilot Wings. Surely not gonna win. There's no shot. Chokugan Knight Pro Yaku King in the lead right now. Madden 2002 right behind. Next WCW game, Mario Party 3. Big Mountain. Oh my god, wait, what's going on here? Worms Armageddon and Pilot Wings taking an alternate path. Deadly Arts, Fighters Destiny, Earthworm Jim 3D is dead. And oh my god, we got split paths, folks. It's hard to tell right now, but it's Pilot Wings 64 in the lead. Worms Armageddon right behind. Pilot Wings, Worms Armageddon, Goemon Monkey Sugoroku, Deadly Arts. We're coming into the tubes now. We got Pilot Wings, Worms Armageddon, Goemon Monkey Sugoroku. Pilot Wing 64. Currently, Worms Armageddon is dead. Pilot Wing 64 still hanging on to that lead, coming through the tube now. And Turok, I believe that would be Turok Rage Wars would be the next Turok game. Pilot Wing 64 right behind. NBA Hangtime Blues Brothers, but Pilot Wing 64 currently heavily favored. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Mia Hamm Pro Soccer. Pilot Wing 64, the first to come to this vertical climb here. And it's Pilot Wing 64 in the lead. We got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 in second. Mia Hamm Soccer Blues Brothers. Goemon Monkey Sugoroku. And we're coming into the spin cycle here. This is the final obstacle. Can Pilot Wing 64 clutch or will it choke at the very end? It's getting launched around and around. Pilot Wing 64, I think it fell actually. Pilot Wing 64 is out, but it's kind of going back and forth side to side. Pilot Wing 64 is taking its time. Is it stuck, folks? Pilot Wing 64 at the last second. Turok is coming in. And it's the next Turok game. There's 4 Turok games. I think this is the multiplayer exclusive one. But I think we can battle against bots. So it might be like a really quick game. The next Turok game, which is Turok Rage Wars. It has been decided. But yeah, if you're still here watching, you're awesome. Thank you, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, or maybe even drop a subscription to the channel. Or you could even click one of these other videos that are on screen right now. And yeah, see you next time.